Am I the a-hole for not showing my friend any sympathy when she got mugged because she slept with a total stranger? My friend/roommate has always been a huge party animal, and quite frankly, a demon. And this was basically caused by not having much surveillance growing up as a teenager and spiraling even more in her early 20s. But oh, don't even dare try to stop her from living a little, or you might catch an elbow to the nose. I'm saying this because this woman literally elbowed me in the nose when I tried to stop her at this one bar from going home with a total stranger. The guy looked like bad news, so excuse me for trying to save your life. She told me she was going over to his place for a little fun, wink wink, and I told her no. She looked at me and laughed. What are you, my mom? Then went with him outside the bar. And when I tried to reach for her hand and pull her away from him, she turned and wham, funny bone to the nose bridge. Leave me alone and go home, she yelled. Everyone around me looked at me and I felt so embarrassed. She didn't even seem to care that my nose was bleeding. Anyways, the next day comes and I hear a knock on the apartment door. I go over and look through the peephole, and lo and behold, it's the nosebreaker herself. I open the door and she has no shoes, no phone, and no purse. I didn't need a story being told to me to know what happened. Someone got mugged. She walks past me fuming, calling the guy all sorts of names, and saying how when she finds him, she'll make him regret it. Well, while she's going on her little rampage, I'm over at the kitchen island pouring myself a cup of coffee with one AirPod in, listening to a true crimes podcast. She looks at me, and at this point she can clearly see the "I couldn't care less" written all over my face. And she asks me, "Don't you even care?" And almost as if I knew she was gonna say it, I responded with a quick no. She then directed her anger towards me, saying I was a witch, an a-hole, a jerk. She then said, "I could have been killed. Why didn't you stop me from going home with that guy?" I'm not joking. I wanted to leap across that kitchen island and do some damage, but instead I decided to keep my cool. Long story short, I'm currently at my parents' house right now. I did all the paperwork and moved out of that apartment and far away from her. I've blocked her in my contacts and on social media. And as I write this, I have friends messaging me what happened and why did you move out. I'll tell them when I'm done, but low-key I want to know, was I an a-hole for simply not caring? Now for the top comments. A grown adult assaults you and breaks your nose when you advise her against an irresponsible action. Then has the audacity to say, "Why didn't you stop me?" She's a grown adult and responsible for her own actions. Not a-hole. Not a-hole. I have a nicer version of that friend. Love to party and hook up, but very sweet and no elbow throwing. I'd love to say she grew out of that phase and lived happily ever after, but no. Her life isn't made for TV movie bad, not a drug addict or homeless, but in her 50s and regretting a lot of dumb decisions she made when she was younger. My point, you're not responsible for people continuing to make bad decisions. You did the right thing. Next week it will be a different drama with her. Smartest thing you did was getting away from her. You tried to stop her but got a broken nose for being a good friend. You were correct. She got what she deserved. Maybe she will remember this incident the next time she wants a random pickup. Seriously, Opie is lucky that she never brought some trash over to the apartment. That would have hurt them both. Not a-hole. I'm sorry, but I had a friend in my teens and early 20s who when drunk would always get violent. Usually with me. This happened at least 4 times. I'll take responsibility by saying that I didn't listen to my other friends telling me that she was bad news, and to stop hanging out with her, and continued to because I had no self-esteem and poor impulse control. But she moved back to town last year and has repeatedly tried to add me as a friend on Facebook. I just blocked her, and now whenever she sees me in town, she scowls at me. Too bad for her. She's a crappy person and a crappy friend. If she ever comes near me again and tries to lay a hand on me, you bet I'm calling the police on her abusive butt. Not a-hole. Stay away from her. Next story. Am I the a-hole for not agreeing to be friends with a guy that bullied me in high school? I, 25 female, was severely bullied in high school. I was considered quite chubby. I think I was 130 pounds at the time, 160 centimeters, but I had a bit of a stutter. The stutter was because of anxiety and it would only happen when I was around people that would be mean or bully me. In my junior year, a boy in my grade joined in on the action. Let's call him Jake. He was so much worse than everyone else. He used to follow me on my walk home and pour things on me, push me into bushes or into oncoming traffic, etc. He once pushed me into a lake when we were on a school trip when he found out I couldn't swim. I could go on and on about the things he did to me, but we would be here all day. After one particular incident where he made fun of me for my appearance, I really couldn't take it anymore. It wasn't the worst thing he did, but it was the last straw that broke the camel's back. I tried to end myself with sleeping pills, but my uncle found me and took me to the hospital. I was in a coma for 11 days. I didn't go back to school after that and was homeschooled for my senior year. I never spoke to anyone from my school except 2 girls, Kate and Sarah, who checked up on me at a hospital. We're still friends. I moved away from that town after high school. I'm back in town for the first time in 7-ish years now. My cousin is getting married, so I'm here for a wedding. I decided to come a week early to spend time with my parents. I went to a bar with Kate and Sarah a couple of days ago, and I saw Jake. I didn't recognize him at first, but Sarah told me it was him. I felt kind of anxious, but decided to pretend like he wasn't there. He approached us as we were leaving and said hi to me. I said hi and engaged in a small talk. Our Uber arrived, so we said bye to him and left. He sent me an email. Not sure how he got it, but I've had this email since high school, so maybe he's had it since. I don't know. It was quite long. He apologized for everything he did and said he's mortified he was even that kind of person. He said it's been haunting him since he heard of my attempt and is deeply sorry. I replied to him saying it's alright and I forgave him a long time ago because I didn't want to hold on to hate and resentment from high school. I ran into him again at a pharmacy and he asked if we could talk. We went outside and he asked if we could go for dinner as friends and catch up. I said sorry, but I would really rather not. He asked why I can't go for dinner if I've apparently forgiven him. I said forgiveness doesn't mean I have to engage or be friends with him, and simply I don't want to be friends. It'll be weird given our history, and I'd rather not be reminded of my high school years. He looked bummed out but didn't insist, and left. He sent another email 3 hours ago saying he can't bring himself to forgive himself if he doesn't feel like I have, and that me refusing to even have dinner with him makes him feel like I haven't forgiven him and the guilt is eating him up. I replied saying, I'm sorry, but I'm not having dinner with you, and you should take that up with a therapist. I've told you I have forgiven you. I just don't want to have dinner with you, and I'm not going to force myself to do so to ease your conscience. I told my parents of this whole thing and they said I'm being too harsh on him, and that I should do what I can to make him forgive himself, because no one deserves to live with guilt. They said one dinner is nothing, and I should just suck it up and go. I said no, and kind of got angry at them. I really don't know whether I'm being irrational or not. Am I the a-hole? Your parents are the a-holes. You, and let's not forget he, made an attempt on your life. How could your parents tell you to just suck it up? You're so not the a-hole. You are 100% in the right. Forgiveness does not mean friendship. And if he's too stupid to understand that, that's on him. Every word and step you have taken are completely spot on. Not the a-hole. Yes, forgiveness does not mean friendship. Not the a-hole. This, forgiveness doesn't mean forgetting. It doesn't mean you forget the pain caused. It just means you have been able yourself to move past it. If he can't accept that, then that's on him. And is still an a-hole bully for trying to guilt OP into anything beyond what she is comfortable doing. Can we start to finally truly normalize that a person wronged does not have to be the bigger person? I'm so sick of hearing how OP's parents responded. Yeah, you were treated like absolute crap to the point of self-harm, but hey, he said sorry, so you should be friends now. Like what? No, just no. Also, sorry, but some people do deserve to live with guilt. But if he needs to do anything to get past the guilt, then he should seek therapy, not expect OP to fix him. I think you handled it extremely well, not the a-hole. Way better than I would have personally. OP knows what she is comfortable with, and they respect herself enough to not put herself into situations she is not comfortable with. Also, her response is extremely gracious, while also setting boundaries. Great job in every aspect, OP. That part. Like her parents really want her to go out to dinner with a guy who attempted to end her more than once and drove her to attempt ending herself. All of it boggles my mind. Yeah, not sure I'd be on good standing for a while with my folks for something like that. Also, I would have told the guy after he insisted that I was only being polite before. But since he is pushing the issue, he shouldn't ever be able to find relief for what he did. And there is no forgiveness that can be had for such atrocious behavior. Dude may just be trying to hook up anyway. Not a-hole, bless you. It sounds to me that he's still bullying you. It's all about power. Unlike you, he obviously hasn't grown as a human being. I think you have behaved impeccably. What will he ask for next to prove you forgive him? Something else you didn't want to do or makes you feel uncomfortable? No, you've done brilliantly. Well done. Last story. Am I the a-hole for getting upset with my morbidly obese cousin for editing a picture of me? Plus mini updates. I-18 female recently went to a family gathering that my parents were in charge of. They had food, drinks, and games. I'll call the cousin in question Annie. Annie, 28 female, is morbidly obese. We never talk about weight or anything like that in our family. I respect and love her and don't have a problem with her weight. At a party, she wanted to take a bunch of pictures with people. She got this one really cute picture of me and her and asked if she could post it. I said of course, and the rest of the party went without incident. The next morning when I checked Instagram, I was horrified to see that she had severely edited a picture. She made me look like I was about 200 pounds heavier than I am. Fitness and health is super important to me. I exercise daily and eat really well. I have no problem with her size or anything, but I don't want her to make me look like the same as her, especially since she is friends with like all of my friends and family. She posted about 3 pics, one with me and her, the edited one with her husband, and one of just her. Anyways, I called her and asked why she edited a picture. She explained that she was trying to promote body positivity and show that it's okay to be plus-sized. I said okay, fine, but you didn't get my permission. Also, isn't that kind of portraying that my body isn't okay? She got really upset and refused to take down the photo. She then started ranting and said, I don't understand what it's like to be fat, and life is just so easy for me. I was very upset by this and argued that no, I work hard for my body. She got really mad and hung up. I talked to the rest of my family about it and my parents and siblings were totally on my side. But my other cousin, 30 female, called me and screamed at me that Annie has always struggled with weight and food comforts her and that I am such a jerk. She then was saying she would make sure the photo never got taken down. I thought I was right, but now I kind of feel bad. I didn't mean to bring up weight issues, and I didn't say it was easy being Annie. I just didn't want that photo of me out there. Am I in the wrong? Now for the comments before reading the mini updates. You are not the a-hole. Your cousin is. What you do is post a picture of yourself in the comments and say I don't look like that. Yep, tell her that body positivity is for all sizes, and she shouldn't distort pictures of you because you feel, keyword, beautiful just the way you are, and that you don't appreciate her body shaming you for her own entertainment. This, post a real picture of yourself in the comments. Not a-hole. Sounds like she just didn't want to be the biggest person in the photo, especially with her response to you working hard on your body. I'm sure weight can be a sore subject for morbidly obese people, but that doesn't mean she has the right to act like this. And just because you're thinner, it definitely doesn't mean that your life is just so easy. And isn't body positivity about feeling good in the skin you're in? Why would she use that to justify her editing your body to look like hers? I'm morbidly obese. I know it. I'm not sensitive about weight talk. I know it's a problem that I need to solve, but I'd never act like the cousin here. She's married, and obviously he loves her how she is. And cousin is harassing an 18-year-old when she's near 30. So not a-hole. As someone who has struggled with my weight for years, I take full ownership and responsibility for that. Food didn't make me fat, I did. And body positivity does not mean making a healthy person look bigger to make someone feel better. Body positivity is about accepting all bodies and being confident regardless of size. Sorry this happened to you. Thanks for saying that. The thing is, I love my cousin just the way she is. I don't have a problem with her size. I just don't want her editing my pictures or putting me down either. Tell her you feel very hurt that she doesn't think you're beautiful just the way you are, and that body positivity is to be inclusive and not reserved for anyone's shape or size. Finish with, I feel beautiful the way I am and I'm disappointed that you decided to distort my body for your own entertainment. Edit. Thanks for all the responses, everyone. They're really helpful. I'm going to report the photo and get my parents to as well. Also, I'm going to update my profile picture just in case. I understand wanting to call her out and stuff online, but I know she really cherishes social media and her followers, and I don't want to put her down. I think she's just in a bad place right now. All I really want is the photo to be removed. I know it seems like enabling her, but I'm not trying to. I'm just trying to handle the situation with caution. I just don't want to burn any bridges with my cousin or the rest of my/her family. Update? Sorry I've been busy with work, but I reported a post and so did my parents and 2 other siblings. I also told my parents how upset it made me and they want to step in. They're gonna talk with my aunt and Annie this weekend about it. Hopefully that clears some of this up, but my aunt said Annie doesn't want me there, so she's still really angry, I guess. I also updated my profile picture, but I'm pretty sure most of my friends and family knew it was altered. That's what my parents helped me realize because I've seen like most of them within the last 6 months.